Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Duffy Duck here, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Team Sonic Racing for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and of course PC Steam. So last time we have basically just went through Grand Prix 3 as well as Grand Prix 4, and overall, for those two cups in combined, definitely one of the longer episodes in terms of Grand Prix mode and stuff. So today, this will be the finale portion in terms of the forms of not only that we might able to actually end off this Let's Play at some point this week, specifically this Thursday, but this will be the final part of Grand Prix mode. And because of that, we're going to be taking on the forms of the final Grand Prix in the whole game, which appears to be by the forms of Grand Prix 5. And obviously, since we're going to be able to racing onto Clockwork Pyramid for the final time, as well as the Haunted Castle also for the final time. And even especially noticeable with, excuse me, that we might also just manage to able to race onto Wisp Circuit again, and also Sky Road again. And as a result, that these two tracks for the, for the third course and the fourth course, this is the more of a definition of the final time we're going to be able to run into that particular courses as far as I'm aware. So, anyways, let's get to it. So let's see what teammates we're going to be having. So we have Silver and Blaze, and since I'm going to be playing as Sonic, so in this case, this could be very similar to the likes of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, specifically in Sonic's story in Kingdom Valley level, as well as Silver storyline, and also in Kingdom Valley as well. So it seems kind of odd to be able to actually have Silver and Blaze as my team companion, which can be more likely a reference to Sonic 06 almost. Well, despite the fact that in Sonic 06 that Blaze does not even know about anything to do with Sonic at all, despite the fact that Sonic Rush came out before Sonic 06, but usually, relatively speaking, they just screwed up Blaze's backstory completely, which as a result, it usually doesn't make that much sense to me, but still. But anyway though, so here we go on to, you know, Clockwork Pyramid for the final time, and yeah, not much else to be going on for this point. Apart from the fact that obviously today's day is of course the 1st of December today, in this case in 2020. We're now on to the forms of the final month of the whole entire year. And let me tell you right from the start though is the fact that I'm actually kind of glad that that was to be the case. Because I'm sure that most people seem to already know what I'm truly trying to say for this point. That usually I'm just getting sick of the forms of the whole entire year so far, which as a result, because of this though, is the fact that, one thing I should probably, forgot to mention about this ever since in last Thursday, unfortunately though, for the Cuphead fans out there, including myself included, sadly though, is the fact that the DLC for it, which appears to be by the forms of, Desert Course or something like that, for, not only for Xbox One, but PC, Nintendo Switch, and of course the PS4 versions essentially as well. Sadly though, the DLC for that has been delayed once again, except now it's going to be on 2021. And to make things a little bit different this time around because of that delay, is because I'll take a wild guess. Anyone notice that? Well, if you said coronavirus, it's correct, which as a result, I just went, for fudge's sake, did the actual year itself just manage to able to get sick of it, tired of this industry? I mean, where's the damn recovery? I mean, usually we've already heard about the forms of the vaccine already, but we just don't know if when everything else goes back to normal again. And then I'm just like, ugh. I'm just getting bored of this year, you know? Anyway, yeah, because of that though, that's the only thing I would like to mention about that, and as a result, it just makes some fans a bit upsetting at the same time, so now we just got multiple releases, it's now been officially being delayed during forms of next year, including by the forms of the film, you know, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, even though despite I don't usually care about that film that much though, because I'm not a big fan of the live-action version of Peter Rabbit to begin with, but that film has been entirely delayed again, so yeah, specifically in the rest of the countries, including the UK, country as well, because it was originally going to be able to be releasing until December this year, but it's more likely a combination of two different things that why that film has been delayed again. First off is the fact that I don't think that Peter Rabbit 2 will be fitted in the Christmas release of that for the sake of the actual film release. And two, it's pretty obvious, is that the COVID-19 is getting far more tedious than ever before. And luckily for Wonder Woman 1984, you know, the newest film is about to come out. At least thankfully that the release date for the UK did manage to slightly push forward, and as a result, it's still going to be listed as in 2020's release, specifically December. So, and speaking of the actual December month itself, that obviously we've got ourselves about 24 days left until Christmas Day, so at least I'm still hyped for that, even though nowhere near as much as the forms of how it does it on last year's was. Even though I will say is the fact that usually I'm still excited for the forms of 2020's Christmas unboxing video coming up. In fact, no matter what though, is the fact that as far as you guys should probably already know, that it will be a finale series or something like that, which we did done a series since about almost 10 years ago, since 2011, but usually relatively speaking, until well, we will let Maxi will able to mention about more details about that, until specifically once that thing is about to come up, but either way though, that can usually wait. So, seriously, another lightning, what is going on? Anyway, we'll go ahead and just try to leave it to that, and sure enough that Silver and Blaze will catch up, so even then though we are currently in the lead, so that's off and have one. So yeah, I apologize for the actual commentary itself, gets a bit, you know, iffy once again, especially noticeable because, well, I've noticed that most people are getting sick of tired of the forms of the whole entire structure of the year itself, which again we'll let Maxi will talk more about that until the final Let's Play of 2020 itself, which obviously we're not going to spoil things majorly just yet though, because even then we'll wait until when that happens. So anyways, let's move over to the Haunted Castle for the final time. I will still say for this point right now is the fact that Haunted Castle is definitely one of the longest tracks in the whole entire game so far. And that's because of that though, is because, well, assuming if, depending on what difficulty you're going to be selecting, you never know if about the fact that you weren't able to actually just take a lot longer in terms of, you know, lengthy tracks and all that jazz, but either way though, I just want to point things out exponentially. So, speaking of such though, is the fact that, eventually by that point as well, that, I'm also able to actually play some of my games on my own time for a bit, whilst, you know, this year is going to be over and done with. Well, usually I'm still playing some Kingdom Hearts stuff on my own time, which has always been a huge plus in my book, and especially noticeable for some Zelda games here and there as well, even though I'm still usually in the progression of Ocarina of Time for the N64. And once I'm done with that, I can move on to Majora's Mask on the N64 version. And after that, I'll move on to the Wind Waker, the both versions of the game, the GameCube and the Wii U version. At least assuming if, you know, Nintendo will able to announce something special for, you know, the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, because usually, as far as I remember, back in 2011, they obviously did that for Skyward Sword, which is a prequel to the majority of the Zelda games when Hyrule was first created, whenever they first start things off as in Skyloft and everything else like that. And for 30th anniversary, they obviously did manage to sell some amiibos for the Zelda's history, and same applies to the forms of the first revealed for Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's as far as I can usually just try to mention about that specific stuff though, but again, not much else to talk about. It's just the fact the matter is though, it's just that I'm just getting way too tired about the forms of certain delays on specific stuff, as you guys should probably already know, which is understandable for most developers out there might have a hard time just trying to able to develop a lot of stuff in situations like so. But usually, whenever I was getting hyped about something, likely for you know, some more Smash content with Smash Ultimate DLC fighters, as well as new games is about to be developed at some form or another, and then I'm just like, well, I don't know, I just have no idea, and I have no idea what's going on with my acceleration whenever I get hit by that shifting gear. What is this, like time meters, shifting gears or something? Although, despite the fact that time meter does not make it appear in this game, so you know, you get the idea. But hey, at least that's something, alright? And of course, that you probably goes to probably thinking about the fact that, well, again, as I mentioned this before, it's the fact that I do apologize for the actual, the commentary itself just goes a bit iffy and stuff like that, because, usually because of that, though, well, in addition to able to actually notice something likely due to the fact that, well, eventually this Let's Play will be definitely finished until at some point this Thursday, also, it's the fact that usually Sonic and Knuckles are still carry on playing Super Smash Bros. Recently, and despite the fact that they did have a miserable time on NES's playthrough so far yesterday, and yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. Thankfully, until tomorrow, that the actual whoa, oh my god, oh my god, I'm almost gonna get fluked off by the edge of the actual road again. Well, usually I've managed to able to do that for the sake of, like, trying to dodge those particular Quake pillars and all that stuff, which, that's always swell. Anyway, so let's go. Stupid clock hand. Trying to hit me like that's just plain rude. But anyway. Oh yeah, talking of which, actually, it's the fact that we've only got about I would say 9 days left until the Game Awards 2020 will be hosted by then. So at least there might be something looking forward to. Specifically, when it gets to the point until likely 2021's release or something like that. But at least that's something, usually it's something we're really looking forward to. And also during that specific time is the fact that until 2021, that usually there's actually a the second Tom and Jerry movie, which appears to be buddy forms of Tom and Jerry The Magic Ring, first came out in 2001 in the UK apparently, and that particular film will become 2 decades old, which I will say, I really do not like this thing, and plus, I'm never going to talk about it. Even though, despite that, however, though, there's actually that one little credit thing of worth credits due, is that Tara Strong was actually in the film. Like, that was before or after when she was voiced Bubbles from the original Powerpuff Girls series, and also before when she voiced Twilight Sparkle in the My Little Pony Benjamin's Magic series. So, it's why I'm pointing things out right away. So either way though, but aside from everything else though, nah, I'm just not a big fan of the Magic Ring. It's definitely, well, usually I don't understand why. That usually that most people think that how can people still tell me that was a Tom and Jerry classic? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't see that coming. Especially with stuff like watered down, well, just a little bit dreamed up visuals sometimes, and also same applies to some very bad editing sometimes, mainly with the wrong camera angles, and especially noticeable with, like, I swear, the movements in that film to me is way too slow in comparison to the forms of the Tom and Jerry cartoons that I always adore, mainly with the forms of some fast-paced movements and even comedic, well-timed paced slapstick and all that stuff though, which and also the screams in the actual old cartoons is way over the top with certain screams, explosions, and even slapsticks, don't forget. But something about the Magic Ring though, it doesn't settle well for me, which, well, usually I can honestly try to say that I'm always not a big fan of it. Although I used to have it since on the VHS back in a long time ago, but don't, because I just got bored of it. And also because of that though, I just, you know, did not enjoy it as much as the actual cartoons themselves. Well, to be more specifically, back in the old days, that is. But still, that's probably just me anyway, so... Anyway, so let's head over to Wisp Circuit for the final time for the sake of this Let's Play. And because of that, though, yeah, it's just I don't understand why they don't seem to be able to include some of these other tracks based off from, you know, Final Fortress. Specifically, Dark Arsenal or Turpine Loop. We've especially noticeable with Thunderdeck. I do understand about the fact that this game does have a grand total of 21 tracks, which is a bit lesser extent, well, compared to the defaults of the original game, that's for sure. And especially noticeable with, well, it does have somewhat of a similar amount as in All-Stars Racing Transformed, unless if you want to include, you know, the DLC Outrun Bay track, which is a individual thing. But imagine if this game will have DLC based off from Sonic's past, mainly with the forms of, let's just say, one theme related to Sonic Forces, or one of them involves around sort of like a inspired stage based off from the likes of Sonic 06, or even Sonic wow. They've obviously did a winter theme track, alright, which the actual music on that track was actually based off from Unleashed, Cool Edge, from, you know, the likes of the day stage, which I'm fine with that, despite the forms of, well, it's kind of hard to say, honestly. But anyways, we did manage to win this, and looks like we ended up on the, well, let's head over to the final, track of the game. Well, to be more specifically, the final track in Grand Prix 5, and that will be pretty much about it in terms of, well, the Grand Prix stuff, which I still really wish if they're able to include Grand Prix 6, they're able to actually make the actual video itself goes a bit longer, but usually they're also able to include, well, I don't know, it's just kind of hard to say up for this point, honestly, guys, because, again, you know, I would like to mention more about more things, all things considered, but, hey, at least we're still looking forward until Christmas time, so even then, though, that's, you know, we still got the actual Christmas hat on, and, the Christmas jumper that we can able to still use from, and every once in a while, we still manage to watch certain Christmas things, specifically, in terms of, My Little Pony, The Best Gift Ever, holiday special, which I still managed to watch even to this day until when it's specifically December, which I still don't get it about the fact that back in 2018, that when this special first being released, that usually in North America, in Discovery Family, that it seemed to able to actually be released for about 4 days before Halloween Day, which it doesn't make that much sense because usually Halloween is like spooky and everything, whilst the Best Gift Ever is something related to Christmas / Heartswarming Eve for the actual universe of the My Little Pony series. Well, at least in terms of Friendship is Magic selections, so... Speaking of which though, is the fact that I don't know if the Pony Life series were able to actually include the Christmas episodes or Spice of Life episodes, but as far as I'm aware, that we still managed to go ourselves 25 episodes total, which I haven't necessarily just managed to watch them per se, because I still find it not the best, in my opinion, because I still prefer Friendship is Magic over a bit more, but that's just me. Okay, something's worth mentioning at this point as well. What the heck? I've no idea what's going on with these weird physics and all that stuff. Although then again though, it kinda does the same thing for Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which I understand that, but I still have no idea what is up with me with all these weird physics in mind. Anyway. So anyways, here we go on to Sky Road for the final time, and because of that though, there is not much else to talk about. Well, apart from the fact that we can able to use the Skadoosh Team Ultimate Boost! Man, I miss the old days, whenever when Commander by 456 managed to always attempt to say Skadoosh every time whenever you just managed to perform some sort of like a boost state, for the sake of the forms of the majority of the Sonic Let's Plays, which yeah, these are my good old times. Especially noticeable, his Let's Plays are always so popular. Especially noticeable how the fact that the way he managed to able to actually just get a lot of cracked up jokes, and especially noticeable how the fact that how fleshed out and fun that particular channel is. Even though it's kind of a shame that we never see him since 2 years ago, since May 2018, ever since in his second part of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze speedrun playthrough for the Nintendo Switch. And as far as I'm aware, that's all I can honestly try to say, because I remember it so much in the whenever he does like some very cool video mods about Sonic Generations, Sonic Lost World, and especially noticeable with the PC run-through of Sonic Colors and all that jazz, and also the actual really pretty amazing playthrough of well, let's just say Sonic Unleashed, the 360 version as well as the PS3 version for the DLC stuff. And yeah, I found that really entertaining and stuff like that, as well as some cool multiplayer stuff, mainly with the only Mario Party game that he only plays, or that back in the day that I remember when you know, two of his friends came over, and then he obviously, well, they were playing Mario Party 10, and that was a good laugh, especially in the forms of Haunted Trail board, along with the actual computer player, and oh man, I just found that so hilarious. But anyway though, enough about that jibby jabber, because you know, we're just gonna have to just concentrate on this race right now, and seems to be more specifically, we're now onto the final lap of the whole entire Let's Play of the game, and especially noticeable with the actual, the Grand Prix itself too. So, but even then though, because of that though, it's on specifically this first day, we will definitely gonna finish up this Let's Play for an extra stuff. Even though, I will have to admit though right away, there wasn't that much extra content I can show you guys about this. Well, apart from the fact that there is also the online multiplayer that you can able to actually once again race against with people around the world and all that jazz. But here's the catch though, is the fact that unlike Nintendo Wii as well as you know, Xbox 360, or even some cases though that the Wii U for that matter, that it does require... Oh, I forgot about that! Oh jeez, I just wasn't paying attention. I'm really sorry about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and drift along, just grab some rings, and well, Wimmar's able to guarantee to win this. So, even for, you know, as far as what the actual difficulty is, still is normal mode, for sure. Yes, it's understandable, because I just find the rubber banding AI can sometimes feel a bit too much for my liking, so... But anyway though, looks like we have basically done in terms of Grand Prix mode, and it looks like we actually got quite a few credits here. So either way though, and yeah, that was our 5th victory in terms of Grand Prix mode, and it's also kind of nice as well that we actually got every single gold trophies, because if you're in 2nd you get silver, and then if you're in 3rd you'll get bronze, so it's one pointing out. So anyways, that pretty much takes care for this video right here, so join me next time for more of Let's Play of Team Sonic Racing. Is that we're going to be showing you guys some small extra bits through this game, and that would be about it in terms of Team Sonic Racing. So I'll see you guys until on Thursday. Later, fellas.